In this video I'd like to go over a knot called a Canadian Jam. Very handy knot. It's a constricting knot, constricts on itself. I'll show you a little bit later what I mean with that. To let you know first, this knot works very well with nylon, especially 550 cord sized line or rope. Doesn't work real good with cotton, works okay but not real well. The actual friction of this knot is what makes it hold, and it's a super easy knot to tie if you follow real easy directions. I'll show you what we can use it for a few different ways. To start with, got my running end and my tie, a simple overhand knot. This is actually going to form our handle, and just a side note, and you'll see why later, be prepared to lose this much of the line, and I'll show you why later. The second part of this knot is I'm going to tie another overhand knot. So now I have two overhand knots. Now what I'm going to do is take, which is now my running end, I'm going to run it up through the second overhand knot, like so. And I'll zoom in closer later and do it again a little closer. And what this is going to do, I'm going to tighten this down a little bit. This can take the place of lashings. It can take the place of straps for tying sleeping bags. It can take the place of a lot of different knots, and I'll show you how. Here we have a sleeping bag. I'm going to take this, and if I want to shrink this sleeping bag down a little bit, I'm going to put this loop I just made over it, and I'm going to grab a hold of this end. You see what's happening? Those two knots are coming together. Now I'm going to compress this baby down. Like so. Now you can see you can run a few pieces of 550 cord and really shrink that down a little bit more. Now to undo it, here's the slick part. What you have to do is grab a hold of that little tail. That's why this tail is important. And you undo it. You can use it over and over again. This is what I'm talking about. This knot, once you really reef on it, becomes super tight, and you really can't get it undone. This other knot, as long as you don't put it under a huge amount of strain, you can usually get it undone fairly easy. Now if you run this backwards, it's not going to work. I can tell you that right now. I want to show you another application once I get this undone. I hate using my teeth, but there we go. So like I said, the reason I said be prepared to lose this little piece is because if you want to use this for something else, you'll have a knot in here and you really cannot get it out unless you like beat on it with the back of a hatchet and it damages your line. So just be prepared to lose that little bit of line. So once again, I want to zoom in a little bit here, I hope. I'm going to tie it again. So I have my first knot. I'm going to tie my second knot. There. My body, which is now my running end, is going to come up through, and voila. And like I said, when you tighten these two together, when you tighten this up, these two are going to join up together. So let's go over to this tree and do a second application.